Oh, hi, Paula Poundstone. Hi.
So happy to be here. I thought that a lot of the food you were preparing was for Thanksgiving, but
Yeah.
I just found out, listeners, that the equipment in Stephanie's basement is 10 years old. And
Yeah.
so they are having a 10-year-old equipment anniversary. And
Yes.
so that's why she made her peppermint mushroom surprise. That
don't.
is
You
so
make up
yum.
dishes I have
Yum.
never, ever made.
Your coffee and bean soup, green bean soup, coffee
Liar.
and green bean soup,
Liar.
which people come
Liar.
from all over the country to enjoy that.
You, with a liberal helper tip on Twitter, how to ruin Thanksgiving in 5 years, or 5 words, excuse me, pass the Trump salad. Do you?
Yeah, that's. Yeah, that's.
Do you make a salad called the Trump salad?
I do not, but I
Oh.
was just thinking,
Yeah.
for the others.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a Thanksgiving celebrator.
Yeah.
First of all, the whole thing's made up. They never had any
Yeah.
such meal. And I don't know. So much of history.
Yes.
I don't know why we don't just teach real history. I mean,
Yeah.
the truth is it's gotten really bad now.
Yeah.
But it was never, Thanksgiving is a part of kindergarten curriculum
Sure.
in our country.
Yeah.
And again, it's a made up thing. I remember when my kids were little, because I was raised in Sudbury, Massachusetts, a small town in Massachusetts.
Yes.
And I always believed that the first place that the Pilgrims went, was Plymouth
Rock.
Right, with Plymouth Rock, right?
Sure.
When out-of-towners would come to town, my father always insisted on taking them to see the Rock, and couldn't have been a more boring thing to look at. He had a slide of it. He used to, on family slide night, he would show a slide of the Plymouth Rock. But when my kids were little, I bought for them.
I'm sorry, family slide night was.
Yeah, we used to have family slide night where there was a lot of pictures of stuff that reminded me of everyone teasing me, and I would cry for a second time. So there was the initial incident,
So that's nice.
and then and then
so
I
it was
had-
like a re-traumatization
yeah,
festival.
had that to look
Yeah.
forward to. But when my kids were little, we had this history book about the Pilgrim. It turns out that the first place they landed wasn't Plymouth Rock.
No.
It was Provincetown.
Oh.
It was the little tip of the Cape.
Oh, well, that
And-
makes it a gayer holiday. I
Well,
like that.
they were there for not. I mean, I don't think they were even there overnight before they literally got back into the bilge-filled, rat-filled, stinky, teeny boats and went on to Plymouth. How homophobic must they have been? That.
They're like P-Town.
Yeah, they arrived in Provincetown. Like, you know what? Let's get out of here. People are a little late in their buckled shoes.
Here's another Thanksgiving fun fact from Paula Poundstone. You said I petted a turkey once. They have cavernous spaces under their wings.
They do.
He was someone I could really talk to.
Yeah.
So. Was this
wasn't-
one turkey you bonded with, and what? How cavernous a space? I don't.
It's a big space.
Oh.
Sometimes there used to be these sewing baskets that were like a turkey shape.
Yeah.
And then you flip up the wings, and that's how you put the stuff inside. Your notions. From
Sure.
because
you put notions and things. In
yeah,
there?
and you
Okay.
guys should see the dress that Stephanie is wearing, which clearly
Thank
you
you.
sewed yourself. It's
Thank you.
so beautiful.
So you stuff your turkey with a pastiche of notions generally.
Well, I think somebody I knew did have that sewing kit. Not me. I'm no good with a needle and thread. I know that surprises everybody.
All right. People queuing up to talk to Paula. Seth, the homo of hope in Los Angeles. You're on with Paula Poundstone. Good luck to you. Hello, Seth.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
All right.
Hello,
Okay.
homos, and Paula Poundstone, and Jody, who runs the Showmo. So first, I'm going to solve the cranberry issue. But first, I just want to have a serious moment with Jody. Jody, I just want to tell you, I only have one regret this year. And seriously, my regret is that I missed meeting you at the meet and Grove. And so I just want to tell you that I feel that, and I can't wait to meet you at the next one.
I can't. But Shingles doesn't care.
Yeah.
Shingles doesn't care.
Shingles doesn't
Seth, it's Paula Poundstone here. And I'm sorry you missed Jody at the meet and Grove. and she's a lovely person, really, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But of everything going on in the world, that's your biggest regret?
Paula?
Whoa.
Paula, when you're shallow like me, I'm shallow and proud. So nothing really bothers me except
no
that.
thoughts about not getting all the hostages back, but no, Jody.
No, you know what?
No.
Seth is in his own musical all the time.
I'm so gay, I probably think this show is about me.
Yes, well, it is, really. All right. We love you, Seth. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving, Seth.
Speaking of sexy liberals, you said on the Stephanie Miller Show, John Fugelsang said Trump gave an I have a comp speech, and it made me laugh out loud from behind the mini fridge in the hotel room where I was listening.
Yeah, I cannot get you guys' show on the radio.
No?
And so, I used to be able to listen on my flat thing, and that's not
What's
working.
a flat thing?
My iPhone. And so now I just use any piece of electronic equipment I can, which is often fraught. Sure. I don't know if you can see how messed up my ears are, but that's I was using
you have headphones
an
on them,
egg beater. An egg beater.
That would be
very painful.
That gets caught in the hair.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, no, it was a big mess, but it was worth it because I love hearing your show and I love hearing Jody, and if I didn't hear Jody,
I thought that was
one of my biggest regrets. My biggest regret in a year of
I thought that was a Van Gogh
wars.
tribute you were doing with the one ear missing.
Oh,
it was an egg
it
beater.
seemed like it didn't. Yeah, no, it was an egg beater incident caused by trying to listen to the. I've used so many different devices.
Speaking of medical issues, you said Trump nor his physicians can be trusted to present an honest report on his health. Not that it matters, since I don't want a healthy dictator any more than I want an unhealthy dictator.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah,
don't you
it
feel?
is a good point taken.
But on the other, where does he find these people that are willing to lie about his health?
This fake
Apparently
doctor.
This guy. Well, I'm saying this from Twitter, so there's no reason to base any decision on that. But I on Twitter, I think I was saying that he's not a real doctor, the guy who wrote that that there's no actual medical report there. It's
right,
just
that.
He went in and then the doctor said you're good to go.
Right. Said he's an excellent
good
health.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean you can look at him.
Yeah,
and tell.
Of course, you can see that. Anyone can see that.
He also said he's prepared to hibernate.
Yeah.
My mother. I hope it's okay for me to say this. Can you use the derogatory term for posterior?
Ass?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. My mother, on Thanksgiving, would often say that she wished my father had that football game up his ass. So it was it was such a happy time of the year.
Sounds
of course. Yeah.
For the family.
That would be an ample sphincter that could fit an
Well,
entire
that's what
game.
I always
an entire
thought too,
game.
because she also wanted him to have Raytheon up his ass, and that's a large company.
Was it his Pope's nose?
No. Boy, Stephanie's, Stephanie is known for.
Yeah.
She created the Pope's nose on a stick, dipped in warm caramel.
You're a lying sack of crap. You're a lying sack of crap. You're a lying, scheming, stinking, nasty sack of liquid crap.
Kevin in
this is what
D.C.
she's known for.
Kevin in D.C., you were on with notorious liar Paula Poundstone. Hello.
Hey, Kevin.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to meet you, Paula. And the gentleman that was on a couple of calls ago, I'm still jealous that he has been able to greet Jody, and I still haven't.
Yeah.
No, he said he wasn't able
No,
to.
he
He wasn't
not.
able
Yeah,
to. Kevin,
so
so
you-
you're in the same boat.
Yeah, so let that support
Then
group
that's
begin.
okay.
Yeah, you're in
I
the
don't
same.
care if it sounds like. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care if it sounds like hating. Then as long as he didn't get to do it too, we're good. Sorry.
Yeah, you're in the same Thanksgiving gravy boat.
Misery-loving company there. Yeah, no, he said it was his biggest
Regret in life.
Oh my gosh, you know what that reminds me? My mother used to say, okay, all right, and she was like, married a couple of times and, had those kinds of problems that people have in their lives. That's not unusual. But she did used to say that her biggest regret
Uh-huh.
biggest regret
Yeah.
was never sending me to charm school.
Oh no!
Yeah, that was an opportunity
I
missed.
just, there
Yeah.
was,
Well-
and I can.
Now, did she have were her marital problems, do you think, connected to her telling her husbands to shove entire sports teams up their ass?
Well, clearly there wasn't room for much more there. A lot of
After Raytheon's already up there.
Whoa, yeah. You could,
Yeah.
you could hear the securities punching in on their time clock sometimes when it was
Yeah.
quiet in the morning.
Yeah, well, let me say something thankful to you on Thanksgiving. I'm thankful you didn't go to charm school because you already so charming. It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
Had you had more schooling in it.
It's quite a bit of a charm. You're right about that. I know that's one of the ingredients in a lot of the Thanksgiving foods that you make. And I want to,
Lucky Charms.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to say it now because I'm a little concerned that you're going to bring out like a Tupperware thing and say, please take this with you, since I said I don't really have plans for things. I don't like turkey with, I don't eat turkey.
Sure.
And I'm sure the way you make it with the stuffed with Reese's Pieces, I'm sure it's good. And I know it's one of the things that you're known for.
Yeah, yeah.
Stephanie wasn't always on the radio, for heaven's
Paula
sake.
Poundstone
So
has
she-
never
she
said
was-
anything true in her entire life.
She was known in the Buffalo area by many Buffalo.
No.
She was known by many Buffalo for her turkey stuffed with Reese's Pieces. And
Okay, let's just put a pin in that.